Hi, everybody. It's DeeAnna. My name is DeeAnna Nagel, and I'm a leader with the Essentially Powerful Young Living team. And this is a redo. We did this last night, but it didn't record, and I know a lot of people want to be able to pass this on. So here I am again. Good morning. If you're here with me, just say hi in the chat box. If you have any questions as I go, I might not be able to answer them during the presentation, but I will certainly answer later in the day through the page. So let's get started. Tonight we're talking about chakras and essential oils. It's one of my favorite topics. And I want to get started by talking about this little baby called frankincense. It's my feeling that this oil is good for just about anything, including all the chakras. So if you don't know the go-to for a particular chakra, frankincense, okay? So I'm going to get started and do what we do. Put a drop. Inhale, experience. I'm going to sweep my aura, and the aura is that energy field around your body. And I'm going to just put it on those stress points like my neck. Kind of prepare me and prepare the space. All right, and so as usual, this information is for informational purposes only. So if you want more specific information, be sure to check your resources, your references. Google Scholar is a great place to go. So you know you can always go to the team page, and specifically, I know on Young Living's blog there is a post about chakras, and it has a beautiful chart, so you can just search that. All right, so I'm going to begin by explaining what the chakra system is, at least from my standpoint. And this is all based on my experience and what works for me. Everybody that works with chakras does it a little differently, so I'm just giving you the DeeAnna version. And so my understanding about the chakras is I compare it to our literal spine, okay? So we have a spine. If we go to a chiropractor, we get it adjusted. And when we leave, they say, now make sure you drink a lot of water because we've done a lot of physical work here today. So the chakra system is like the astral spine. So it actually sits outside of our body just a little bit. That energy goes from inside the body, just outside our body, sort of like our aura. And so when we have imbalanced chakras, or we need our chakras supported and we go for chakra clearing, that's actually an adjustment of the astral spine. So we have the literal spine and the astral spine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each chakra. There are 7 that we're going to talk about today, and explain a little bit about what that chakra is about and what oil you might use to help balance that chakra. And we're going to talk about the corresponding affirmation or intention that you can set when you are wanting to balance your chakras. So I have put a handout in the Files tab that gives all of the several affirmations for each chakra. So feel free to download that. I'm going to just give you some examples tonight. There's so many. And I'm also going to talk to you about how to set your intentions so that you're using the language that is appropriate for manifesting. So the first chakra we're going to talk about is the root chakra. And the root chakra is actually literally the tailbone, like the coccyx at the bottom of your spine. And the root chakra represents our security, our financial security, our basic needs being met, feeling like we are safe in the world, we have shelter. It's sort of the lower hierarchy of our needs. And when the root chakra is imbalanced, it's usually because we feel like our needs aren't being met, or perhaps we've had some sort of physical or emotional trauma. And so the root chakra gets imbalanced a lot. I mean, even if you're just in a little fender bender, that can imbalance your root chakra. So think of the root chakra as the foundation. It's almost like, compare it to feet on the ground. And so a really, really good oil to use for the root chakra is, as I said, always the go-to, frankincense, or any other tree oil, because tree oils have roots. Trees have roots that go into the ground. And so think of putting a tree oil on your root chakra as a grounding experience. We also, in Young Living talk about how the oils support various body systems. And so the corresponding body system to the root chakra is the musculoskeletal system. So anytime there might be a disruption or your musculoskeletal system needs support, it's always good to address the root chakra. Young Living also has a lot of young essential oil blends that are already named appropriately. So think of the blend Abundance, and I believe I have it. Yes, I do. Abundance. And so we're always talking about abundance, financial abundance, spiritual abundance, physical health, wellness abundance. And so Abundance is also a really good blend that you can put on your root chakra. Okay. A corresponding affirmation that you might do while you're putting the oil on your root chakra is to say, I feel deeply rooted. It's really that simple. I feel deeply rooted. Not I want to feel grounded or I want to feel rooted. Act as if, say it as if it is really happening. I feel deeply rooted. And when you pair an intention with an oil, it's a very powerful experience. And so I've learned over the years that when I want to manifest, my oils are my go-to. Okay. The second chakra is the sacral chakra. Some people call it the sexual chakra, but it's not all about sex. The sacral chakra is where we hold our passion. It's where we have our artistic drive. It's sexual passion. It's passion for life. It's passion for relationships. It's passion for a spiritual awakening. It's truly about passion. So a really good oil for the sacral chakra, of course, is clary sage. Clary sage is a really good oil to help support the reproductive system for women. So the system, the body system that most correlates to the sacral chakra is the reproductive system. And then there are several oil blends that are really good for the sacral chakra. I like to use Envision, because Envision can help you create, bring that passion back. And Envision, by the way, has a little bit of rose. Awesome. And it's moderately priced. So you want to put this in your next ER order. Another one that's really good for the sacral chakra. I have my little oils here. My little, is, gosh, there's so many. Jasmine. Jasmine is really good for the sacral chakra, especially if you're wanting to enhance your libido. Jasmine also is good for the heart, though. So a lot of these oils can be used in multiple areas of the body and multiple chakra points. A good affirmation that you might use for the sacral chakra is, I am passionate. And the sacral chakra, by the way, is located below the belly button, just at the pelvic area. And that's where you would place the oil. The next chakra, moving up, is the solar plexus. And the solar plexus, a lot of people refer to the solar plexus as the seat of the soul. This is where we get our self-worth. This is where we have our self-confidence. This is where we really feel empowered. Okay, it's the, think of that as the empowerment center. It is also corresponding to the body, the digestive tract as the body system. So some of the single oils that are really good for the solar plexus would be ginger or lemongrass. And as a matter of fact, both of those are in DiGize, and DiGize is in your premium starter kit. So as we go through this, it doesn't mean you have to rush out and buy a whole lot of new oils. You have oils in your starter kit that will absolutely do the trick. And remember, frankincense works on each one, as well as lavender. Lavender's another go-to. So a good affirmation for the solar plexus would be, I love and accept myself. And remember, it's not I want to love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. So you speak as if it has already happened, as if you're living it. Okay. There are some other blends that are really good for the solar plexus. Believe is a good one. If you're having a difficult time, believing in yourself or believing that you can do something, Believe is a really, really beautiful blend to use on the solar plexus. The next one, moving up, is the heart chakra. And the heart chakra is really, really like the engine that fuels all of the chakras. So when we think about the heart chakra, which is literally where our heart is, the heart fuels the lower chakras, and the lower chakras are mainly concerned with our body, being in our body, literally being in our body. And then the upper chakras represent our intuition and our spirituality and our truth. So think of the heart chakra as going both ways, up and down. And so really, really beautiful blend for the heart chakra is joy. And joy has geranium in it. Geranium is also excellent for the heart chakra, as is rose. But again, when we use a blend like joy, we're obviously setting an intention. And that is the beautiful thing about Young Living's blends. Some of the names that they give the blends it's right there for us. We can just go to our product guide and look through the blends and see which one maybe speaks to us. And if it speaks to you, most likely that's the one you need. Another really good oil for the heart chakra is cypress. Cypress is a tree oil, so it's good for grounding, but it's also good for grieving. So if you know somebody that's grieving a loss, cypress is really good to just place on the heart and set the intention for healing and grieving appropriately. And you can also put some on your root chakra. So a really good affirmation to say regarding the heart chakra is, I am open to love. Okay, because our heart chakra is all about love, receiving, giving, and having the appropriate boundaries about love. Okay, not giving too much of ourselves, being able to receive, all of those issues that a lot of us deal with sometimes. All right, so the next one, go up from the heart, it's the throat. It's literally the throat. Oh, and by the way, heart, the systems that correspond are the respiratory system and the cardiovascular system. So just keep that in mind. The throat, the corresponding system with the throat is the endocrine system. And the throat is about speaking our truth. This is all about communication, how we communicate, whether we communicate too much, maybe we say too much, or maybe we don't say enough, or perhaps we're dealing with a situation in our lives that finds us kind of in a rub, like our job doesn't really match who we are and we can't really be ourselves, and so we're not living our truth. Sometimes we're put in those circumstances and it can't be helped, but that's when the throat chakra needs extra support. And so a really good oil for the throat chakra. Single oils would be Roman chamomile or lemon. Love lemon. Imagine putting lemon. Be careful though. Lemon is photosensitive, so don't slather on lemon and go out in the sun. But lemon is such a bright oil, and so imagine just putting a drop or two of lemon, maybe diluted, and allowing yourself to brighten and open. Beautiful blends for the throat chakra might be hope, or my go-to, and I'm out, I need to put it in my ER order, is valor. Okay, valor is about courage. And sometimes when we want to speak our truth but we're scared to, if we put a little valor on our throat chakra, boom. Okay, so if you don't know about valor, valor's good for so many things. Yeah, valor can also be good for the root chakra too. You see, so there's a lot of opportunities to use the oils in a lot of different ways. And so next is the third eye, which is literally between the brows. And the third eye represents our intuition, listening to our inner voice. It's also where we experience cognition. So if the third eye is imbalanced, we've got those repetitive thoughts going on in our head, and it's the woulda, shoulda, couldas, and we're not in the present moment. But if the third eye is balanced, we hear our inner voice, we can listen, we have our intuition, we trust our intuition, and intuition is one of those things that's not just third eye, but it's also the solar plexus, because we trust our gut. So a really, really beautiful oil for the third eye is patchouli. Yep, this is the hippie oil, patchouli. And the blend that I absolutely love and I'm out of, because it's out of stock, is white angelica. And when it comes back in stock, I won't be out of it ever again. White angelica is absolutely beautiful oil. It's almost like when you apply white angelica, it's like having an angel sitting on your shoulder. It's beautiful. But if you're out of white angelica, you can use something like Awaken, or my next fave, Dreamcatcher. Oh yeah, and I have one back there, over here. Dreamcatcher. Beautiful blend. Great for catching those dreams literally and figuratively. And if you really want to awaken your dream life, this is the go-to for that. And then the last one, but it's not really the last one, but the last one we're going to talk about today is the crown chakra. And the crown chakra is all about opening up to intuition, opening up to our higher power, being able to receive gifts from our higher power, trusting that we're not alone in the world. And so a beautiful blend for the crown chakra is 3 wise men. Any of the single oils from the ancient scriptures collection that Young Living has, those are great for the crown chakra. And the corresponding body system with the crown chakra is the nervous system. So imagine, like, if we can image light coming down from above and just lighting up at our nervous system, our circuits, our electrical system within our body. That's sort of how I see the crown chakra working. So the crown chakra, when it's imbalanced, usually means it's closed off and we're not open. The crown isn't open. And so we're not able to receive that light from above. So a beautiful affirmation to say for the crown chakra is, I am part of the divine, right? One that we might say for the third eye is, I trust my intuition. See, it's not hard. It's just getting into the ritual of doing it regularly. And so the way I do this, literally, is every day I do a bit of self-meditation, self-Reiki, and I place my hands on each chakra point. And if I feel like one is imbalanced, I use a particular oil that I may be called to use. But I'm always using frankincense as sort of to set the tone, set the pace, set the experience, set the place. And then I just go from there. And so I have like all these little bowls all over my house, all over my shop, all over my life. I've got oils everywhere. And sometimes I just kind of intuitively pick one, and that's the one I use. So don't be afraid of the oils. Don't treat them like fine china. Because if they're just sitting on a shelf, they're not doing you any good. And if you're not using the oils, you're not shining your light, because these oils make our light shine. And that's why other people are drawn to us, because we raise our vibration. It's so awesome. So I have talked for about 20 minutes, and this is going to be a little shorter than usual because I don't have the interaction since this is a redo. So I'm going to close it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, just let me know. There are, again, plenty of resources on the internet. There are lots of books on chakras. I have several, and they all kind of say something a little different. So like I said, Everybody has their own version of this. I hope you appreciated what I shared, and I'm so grateful that I was asked to do this. So again, this is one of my favorite topics, and I send you with love and light and blessings. Thank you.